Hello everyone, I'm Sophie and I'm currently at Kechara Forest Retreat, Bentong, Malaysia. And I'll be reading from this book, Tales My Lama Told Me. This is by Pastor David Lai. The stories within were stories by my guru, His Eminence the 25th Sam Tuku Rinpoche. And today I'll be reading from chapter 6, The Miraculous Yogi, a continuation from my previous session. So as usual, before that, let me go to a picture to share with you. There you go. The figure in green is Milarepa, and later in the story, you find out why is he green. And the top left corner is Marpa, and the bottom left is Lady Vraja Yogini, and the right is Doji Shukten. So it's chapter 6, The Miraculous Yogi, page 53. One day, Marpa asked him, "Do you really want the Dharma?" "Yes, I want the Dharma," Milarepa answered eagerly. "Then you will have to build a house for me. It must be 7 stories high, built with stone from a quarry many kilometers away, with water from this river and wood from that forest. You have to carry them back to the site without anyone helping you. You cannot get anyone to help you or assist you in any way. You have to do this all by yourself. That is the condition for you to receive the Dharma." So Milarepa started the construction by first carrying large stones from the quarry many kilometers away to the site where the house was to be built. He carried the large stones until his back was raw, but in spite of the pain, he persevered. When he finally finished building the house, he went back to Marpa and said, "I have finally completed the house." Marpa was delighted to hear the news and went to inspect his new home. But as he walked around, the guru noticed that the beam was misplaced. Before Marpa could comment on anything, Milarepa said, "I can change the whole floor." But Marpa snapped, "No, you have to take out every single stone and stick of wood back to exactly where you found them. Then bring it all back and rebuild it again until it is perfect." After Marpa left, Milarepa was so disheartened that he collapsed onto the ground. He was dark from toiling in the sun and exhausted from the many sleepless nights he had spent building the house with his bare hands. But Marpa still was not happy, and the whole house had to be done over. Milarepa sat in the dirt, and angry thoughts of giving up and running away arose in his mind. As he sat there contemplating, memories of fear and regret came back to him. He would never forget all the pain and problems that he had created in the past. He told himself, "If I leave Mapa, where would I go? What would I do? I think I should just stay here. Never mind, I will just fix up this house so I can receive the Dharma teachings." He started building the house again, and when he had finally completed it, he thoroughly searched the whole house for flaws. He climbed every floor and meticulously examined every corner, window, and stone to ensure that he had not missed anything. He searched all day and all night while holding a burning torch because he did not want his sharp-eyed guru to spot any mistakes. All the while, Milarepa believed that his guru just wanted to pick on him, so he did everything he could to avoid it. When he was satisfied with the house, he invited his guru to inspect it once again. To his dismay, the guru found a flaw, and he had to rebuild the house for the 3rd time. As he rebuilt the house, Marpa was not trying to deny Milarepa of his wonderful work, but he just wanted Milarepa to break away from the preconceived notions that he had of everything, including his guru and the teachings. In other words, the guru was using himself as a target to break Milarepa's preconceived notions. These notions of how things were supposed to be were what made Milarepa suffer. The Guru knew that once Milarepa broke through his preconceptions or projections, everything that he received would be different because he had changed himself. That was how Mapa skillfully helped Milarepa, although Milarepa didn't realize it then. Throughout Milarepa's many years of training, Marpa was very compassionate towards him, but never openly showed it because he wanted to break Milarepa's negative views and habituations that had once made him commit so many harmful negative actions. He was in much danger of being caught by people in the nearby towns who wanted to tear him apart and avenge the people he had murdered. This was what had made Milarepa run away in the first place, and Marpa wanted to turn his actions around, purify them, and mold him into someone better. Every time he beat Milarepa with a stick or scolded him, and each time Milarepa ran away, Marpa would ask his wife to bring him a butter lamp so he could make offerings at the altar to the Buddha. May my student realize what I'm doing, and may he not give up hope, he prayed. When Milarepa ran away, Marpa prayed, may my student come back and may he complete his training. May I take him to the highest level of practice. Marpa prayed like that every single day. After giving instructions to Milarepa to rebuild the house yet again, Marpa returned home and Milarepa had to begin all over again, rebuilding the house. At the same time, he also had to continue cooking, plowing the fields, watching the baby, collecting the dung, and harvesting the crops for food. Once again, he started construction for the house, and when he completed the house for the third time, Mapa went to inspect. The direction of the floor is wrong because of the way you laid the stones, Mapa complained. After he left, Milarepa broke down and cried uncontrollably, as he could not take it anymore. This time he was so disheartened that he did not go to his guru's wife to ask for sympathy. He was at a loss for words. He continued to cry the whole night until he fell asleep. In the morning, he felt better and decided to simply go ahead and do it again. He began to accept it, which was when his preconceptions and ego started to wear off. Through the years, Milarepa would build and remove 12 houses. By the 13th attempt, he ensured almost everything was perfect, from the windows to the floors, lining, leveling, stones, and timber. Upon the completion of the 13th house, he invited Mapa to inspect it again. This time, however, before entering his guru's house, he told himself, I will accept whatever my guru tells me. I will do whatever he asks of me, even if he asks me to do the house again. I will do it. He said this to himself with surprising acceptance of whatever his guru's instructions would be. He was not cold or angry, and he certainly hasn't lost his mind. Mapa had put him through this whole ordeal because if the student died without purifying the immense negative karma he had created within that lifetime, he would take rebirth in one of the three lower realms as an animal, spirit, or hell being, where there is great suffering. The Guru was extremely compassionate and skillful in finding ways of training this student's brilliant yet arrogant and fixated mind that was capable of inflicting so much damage. His Guru knew that if he could turn his student around, Milarepa was capable of benefiting countless beings. At the completion of the 13th house, Marpa prepared a special seat, drink, and fresh new clothes. He told Milarepa to wash up and put on the clothes he had prepared. At the door, his disciple was given saffron water to drink. which is symbolic of purifying ignorance before an initiation. Then he led his disciple into the hall. He sat him down on a special seat and even affectionately called him son. At this first Dharma teaching, Marpa did not give Milarepa any preliminary teachings because the years of building and rebuilding the houses had already been a part of the teachings to break his ego. Instead, Marpa gave him the complete initiation and commentary on the higher tantric practice of Heruka Chakrasamvara. His disciple was flabbergasted and so happy that he could finally receive the Dharma. All the years of torture he had received from his guru instantly melted away because he then realized what his guru was doing for him. He broke down and could not stop crying. This time it was not tears of hopelessness but of joy. Nobody had understood what Marpa was doing to Milarepa before this. Even Marpa's wife had pleaded with her husband, "Why do you torture your students so much? I know what I'm doing. Don't criticize my methods. You should support me all the way." Marpa had responded sternly. Even the neighbors had started talking about it. One neighbor lamented to another, "What has happened to Marpa? He is usually so kind, giving, and accommodating. Why does he torture this person so much?" Eventually, when Milarepa received the complete teachings, including the famous 6 yogas of Naropa from Marpa, his wife and neighbors came to realize what Marpa had been doing all those years for his students. It is important to note that the whole Kagyu lineage, which later arose in Tibet, including the Karmapa's lineage, stemmed from Milarepa. It was because of Milarepa that the great school of the Kagyus now exists. After receiving the teachings from Marpa, Milarepa went into a cave in order to engage in a meditational retreat. Within several months, he received auspicious signs that his retreat was successful and that he was gaining attainments. He immediately emerged from his cave and reported these signs to his guru, who was pleased to hear of it. Marpa then gave him further instructions for the next level of his practice. Milarepa continued to go back into retreat and meditation and to consult his guru until he achieved Mahamudra Siddhi, the state of full enlightenment. Milarepa was incredibly persistent and stable in his practice. He was known for his dedication and for never wanting to waste time doing secular work, all of which he had done so much before. It was said that he only left his cave to meet his guru and survived only on eating the nettles that grew near his cave. From this, it was commonly known that his skin even turned a greenish blue from the nettles that he ate. After he attained Mahamudra Siddhi, many people reported seeing him fly in the sky. He would just flap his meditation shawl and fly up until the present era before the fall of Tibet, when they had to leave their country. Many older monks have reported seeing some monks fly. Monks would flap open their zen, the outer robes that they wear over their upper body, and levitate into the air. They are able to achieve this feat through the incredible sacred practice of the 6 yogas of Naropa, which allows one to manipulate the elements within the body and make it very light. Milarepa also conveyed the Dharma through many poems and songs sung in his beautiful voice. Many herders and shepherds would hear him sing his realizations in poetic verses, and faithful students have recorded many of these verses. Due to Milarepa's many realizations and guru devotion, the listeners' minds would instantly transform upon hearing his voice. Immediately, they would abandon whatever they were doing and sit by the cave to listen to him. Milarepa became so famous for this that he is still frequently depicted in images and frescoes in the stands of singing in his cave to herders and farmers. And that's the end of the story. So as I mentioned, you found out how did Milarepa came to have green skin, because he was eating nettles, as he doesn't want to waste any time at all going out to get food. So as you can see, how Mapa was very skillful in breaking down his preconception, breaking down Milarepa's preconception, and also his ego, so that when he actually got the practices, he just excel and gain enlightenment within that lifetime. Even though, you remember from my past sharing that he has actually used sorcery to kill his uncles and his family and, a lot of people. So um, even with that kind of karma, Milarepa was able to purify and gain enlightenment in that lifetime. So that's how powerful a practice could be, through a guru, your devotion to your guru. Okay, so now let's end this with a dedication, a completion dedication in English. May the precious body mind where it is not born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. May the precious emptiness where it is not born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. By this virtue may I quickly realize Guru Buddhahood and transfer each sentient being. Sorry, I think I missed one. Yes. May this merit accumulated by myself and others beneficially serve all sentient beings and the Buddha Dhamma, and especially may the essential teachings of the unerring Master Tsongkhapa become clear and enduring. In all my rebirths, may I not be parted from perfect gurus. Let me enjoy the abundance of the Dharma, perfecting the quality stages and paths. May I quickly attain the rank of Vajradhara Buddha. By this virtue may I quickly realize Guru Buddhahood and transfer each sentient being into that enlightened state. May all conducive conditions arise and all obstacles be pacified in order to increase infinitely the doctrine of the spiritual king Tsongkhapa. By the merits of the 3 times of myself and others, may the doctrine of Lama Tsongkhapa blaze forever. At dawn or dusk, at night or midday, may the 3 jewels grant us their blessing. May they help us to achieve all realizations and sprinkle the paths of our lives with various signs of auspiciousness. May the holy teachers have long lives. May the enlightened activities be fully displayed in the 10 directions. And may the brightness of the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa continuously dissipate the veil of darkness covering the beings of the 3 realms. In this land encircled by snow mountains, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in this life until samsara's end. Home, grant me here and now appropriate attainments without exception. Grant increase of the entourage, teachings, and wealth, O mighty Shukden. So thank you for sharing your time with me, and do join me as I start on another story within this book in my next session. Thank you.